Earlier today, on May 13th, 2026, there was a rare moment of transparency from Senator Hawley, Republican from Missouri. Because during a whistleblower testimony, he admitted the quiet part out loud, that they are not in a democracy, they are not the ones in charge, and it is those sitting in the intelligence community that are the ones that are in charge of the nation. Now, those weren't his exact words. He did say, though, that we are not in a democracy and that those people over there, as he was referencing the CIA, are the ones that are actually in charge. And that is the paraphrase of what he did state. And this was during the Senate of Homeland Security and Government Affairs Committee that was chaired by Senator Rand Paul. Now we will find out if elements of the CIA or China still control TikTok, because this TikTok will either go and be seen by thousands and thousands of people, or it will be suppressed or otherwise blocked, because the committee hearing was on a CIA whistleblower on the COVID cover-up. This is James Erdman, CIA Senior Operations Officer, who is also the whistleblower, and he was tasked with investigating the origins of the cover-up and also the origins of COVID. He was part of a task force called the Directors Initiative Group, which was underneath the office of the ODNI, but he was lent over to them. He was tasked over to them, but he is from the CIA. And during the hearing, they talk about a lot of the things that have troubled many Americans since the start of the pandemic, and that is, was it a lab leak or was it natural origin? All the evidence points to a lab leak, and that's exactly what he is there to confirm as well. And then it also talked about Fauci, and Dr. Fauci, that is, and his influence into the interagency and across social, and to include across media, to suppress the idea of a lab leak, and that natural origin was the only logical assessment. Unfortunately, there was no smoking gun, as they say. There was no actual statement or email or witness statements that said, yes, this is exactly how we will do this because we are covering up this. But it was more subtle than that, and that was the overarching message, was that the true deep state is the interagency, and that is headed by elements within the CIA, and it's more of a zeitgeist. It's more of a general purpose, subtle understanding that they are the ones in control. So all the senators at the hearing were echoing this through their frustrations of being stonewalled by the intelligence community on providing them the information that they have required by law that the intelligence community produce. And I will also add that it's only Republican senators, because the Democratic senators did not show up for this hearing at all, turning this issue into a partisan issue when it shouldn't be. One data point that I found interesting was that all the senators wanted a church-style commission to be conducted so they can have a full, in-depth, holistic, and strategic, in-depth review of the entire intelligence community and the interagency, and that they have never even seen the classified version of the original Church Commission, and that they have even asked for it and been denied, and that it is in a room of like 400 other boxes, and that they are told that they themselves, only the senators, can go in there and try to find it. Other key takeaways was the blatant conflict of interest with Dr. Fauci, both leading the nation through the COVID pandemic while also being the one to authorize the funding for gain-of-funding research, and also being the one to cover up that funding and the origin of the virus. Also, that this is not over, that the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, is putting together a large document dump, approximately 2,000 pages, and it still has to get vetted through the proper release channels before it can be made public. That said, I still feel like all of this at the end of the day is kind of a dog and pony show, because they already know who is currently blocking them, and it is CIA Director Radcliffe. And I hate saying that because I like CIA Director Radcliffe, but if they wanted all of this information, or if they wanted the stonewalling to stop, all it would take would be Director Radcliffe himself just doing the work and getting the information to the people that are asking it. He could do that. He could do it in a day, but he hasn't, and one has to wonder why. That said, if they ever do get a church-style commission, they need to review all of the special access programs. All of them. If they ever want to get to the ground truth about the deep state, that's where you're going to find it. I highly recommend everybody go watch this interview. It's not that long, maybe an hour and a half, and put it at 2 times the speed, and go ahead and have yourself a listen, and I hope you're having a good day.